Well, I've just had a big old Sunday lunch at about 3 o'clock on a Monday afternoon. Um, and I thought, what would be nice? Play a little bit of Farming Simulator. There's a very, very good chance I will fall asleep. In part as a result of something called postprandial somnambulance. People always get very exaggerated. I just had roast chicken, but people reckon that turkey contains tryptophan and tryptophan will send you to sleep and all that sort of thing. It's not really true. It's just that having a big meal can send you to sleep. And I had roast chicken with gravy and new potatoes and leeks and roasted vegetables. And there's quite a lot of carbohydrate there. And my body is, going to struggle to process it. I may also have had quite a large chunk of a bottle of Mathieu's Rosé, a wine that almost nobody will have ever heard of. Always describes itself as the original rosé, which, it was very fashionable in the 70s. It's got a slightly effervescent, it's definitely off dry, it's the sweeter end of things, and it's got a slightly effervescent flavour. My goodness me, it is nice. It sort of tastes like some sort of fizzy pop. It's really rather lovely. I mean, it's not high class wine by any stretch of the imagination, but it goes down nicely and complements, I would say, a roast chicken, a lemony roast chicken, rather well. Now I'm going to start going up and down. It's all been a bit of a mess here in your absence. I kept losing concentration and not knowing where the combine was. I'm about, well, there we go, I'm a third full. So that's lovely. I've got exactly 10,000 litres. I'm a third full. Perfect. Over here, we're doing the bottom end of this field. I might just start a little bit further up, mulching it, and it now requires ploughing, but there's no mad rush. We need to think about what the next thing is we want to plant. I'd like to plant some things that I've not planted before, so I'm going to avoid my favourites like lentils. No, my favourites like soybeans, and maybe go for things like lentils and chickpeas. Maybe have 2 fields of lentils, 2 fields of chickpeas. We're in July. When is the best time for lentils and chickpeas in terms of their prices? Oh look, somebody's following me. How sweet. My little phone went ping. Said, "Oh, somebody's following you." But there's nothing in the stream chat. If you're there, say hello. Just hello is literally all you need to say. Chickpeas. Not sure the price is particularly exciting for chickpeas. December. So if I planted them now, they could be in there. Lentils. Price not particularly exciting for lentils. But December is when the price is. Chickpeas and lentils. That's what we're going for. That's what's going in. I'm guessing, given that the price is quite low, that the yield will be quite high. So what you miss out on in terms of sort of cash prize, you make up for because you get tons of it. If it turns out to be the case that the yield is very low and the price is very poor, I'm going to be what I can only describe as a tad disappointed. I'm on real time speed because I was worried about how long it was going to take to harvest these fields. I suspect I've panicked unnecessarily. Just going to quickly whiz around this. This now requires ploughing. Requires ploughing. I suspect all 4 fields will require ploughing. And the huge advantage of that is that they then won't require any kind of weed management. I am completely unnecessarily also mulching them, which I like to do. I like to break the stalks up into a fine dust that then gets absorbed by the soil, broken down by earthworms and bacteria and other lovely things, and turned into, natural fertilizer for the plants. And it very, very slightly increases the yield. Not enough to make up for the fact that it's the wrong sort of soil or any number of other factors. So it's not really economically viable, but it feels good to do. I'm just going to set myself up on this last little run, and then I'm going to nip over to the combine because I can see that it's nearly full. Ooh, little wobble there, it was a little bit upsetting. Let's nip over to the combine. Oh, he's left a bit. Yeah, so 90% done. What I might do is just stop at the end here. Well, in fact, I won't. I'll come out at the end and I'm just going to whip back and grab those bits that I missed. If that's really all it is. Oh, 12 miles an hour, it feels excruciating. Is it really the same speed as when I'm combining? Because when I'm combining, it feels fast. Right, it's 98%. Let's whip this into the trailer. I had always thought, oh, well, if there and back fills the tank, then there and back always fills the tank. But of course, because the soil is different, and this field is a mixture of loam and sandy loam, the sandy loam yields 100%. And the loam yields 125% or something like that. So it's not really accurate to assume that just because up and down worked once, up and down will work again. Depends where you are in the field. I mean, these are all things that you know, I expect. Loamy soil is lovely and nutritious. Sandy loam is loam that's got some sand in it, so it's kind of the second best down from loam. Loamy sand is sandy soil that's got some loam in it, so that's kind of third. And then they've got silty clay, I think is the worst soil. It shows up as black in the the screen maps, and that's got the lowest yields. So when you're sowing crops, you put the highest seed rate into that lower quality soil and the lower seed rate into the higher quality soil, trying to even out your yields. Hey, look, there's another bit I missed. I can't ignore it. I must go and deal with it as soon as I'm down to the end here. So if coming down to the end here is roughly 20%, then in theory, getting back up and coming back down will get me to about 60%. So I could join the combine on the way back up. That'd be rather nice. It's only 20 past 9 in the morning. And I've already harvested a field and a half, 2/3. Ping, ping, ping. So we call this a corn header, but there's also a thing called a row crop header. So that means crops that are planted in rows, like sunflowers and corn. You set it up so that each individual slot lines up with the crop. And apparently that's a different thing. It all looks the same in Farming Simulator. That's the joy of a simulation. It's not real. So this should go up. This is going to get to about 50%, which in theory means that it can get down to the end and back up to the top. Let me get out of your way. I don't want to be in your way. It's the last thing I want. Let's maneuver myself over here. So it ought to be able to get up to this end again, shouldn't it? Should it not? So I reckon this field is now all done. So as I understand it, weeds are growing and it needs ploughing. But ploughing, it will get ploughed. I like ploughing. I'm happy to plough. I tend to plough with the other tractor because it's a little bit gruntier than this one. And I've got a big plough. I don't like to boast. Strictly speaking, it's a subsoiler, but it produces the effect of ploughing. It can be pulled by a much smaller tractor if you put the plough on back to front, but I don't like to do that if I can avoid it, because that is, well, I mean, it's cheating, but we're playing a game, aren't we? We're playing a computer game. Cheating is absolutely fundamental. First sort of computer game I remember being very excited about was a game called Doom, which is like a first-person shoot-'em-up thing where you were stuck on one of the moons of Mars, Deimos or Phobos or one of those lot. Well, there's in two. So, unlike the Earth, which only has one moon, of course, which is reasonably spherical because it's big enough, the moons of Mars are captured satellites. We know that because they're not round, they're kind of lumpy. And they're called Phobos and Deimos. Anyway, in Doom, you're on one of them, fighting demons. That's where the science sort of leaves it, rather. You have to shoot them and run around mazes and things. I mean, it's amazing, amazing game. I'm sure it still exists in some capacity. Right, let's pull out the what's it and do the doings, because I'm not going to get down to the other end full, and the spout is on the inside, not the outside, so I wouldn't be able to chase it down. So I'm better off doing this. She empties reasonably swiftly. What I might do is go down to the other end and follow her back up in the hope that I get to 100%. Yeah, that's what I'll do. I hope I'll be able to squeeze another 10% into her. Won't be 10% by the time I'm absolutely filled up. So I shall whip down to the other end of the field and follow the combine back up. Oh, then that's interesting. I've chosen that tractor, which I really didn't mean to do. I meant to choose this tractor. I hate that flicking between the tractors business. And I've only got 3 tractors and the combine, so there's not a lot of flicking going on. But it's too much for me. I need 5%, which I reckon I will be able to get on my return. And then I will go and sell this. And I shall probably get 40 some odd £1,000 for it, which will be very nice. Thank you very much. I don't quite want to go and spend it on. I've got quite a lot going on. I've got sheep, I've got pigs, I've got chickens. I've got minimal equipment. I hire anything fancy. Why is it doing that? Why is it reversing through the crop? I'm sure I cut 3 swaths, so it ought to be able to do it without reversing through the crop. It's upsetting. So I just need 5% or so. Oh, there we go. Now then, I need to head towards this, that thing there. Probably got to go this way, I would think. I don't really know. And rather than send her automatically, cool, that was a bit close, I'm going to drive there myself, which of course, given that I don't know where I'm going, is fundamentally problematic. There's a little squirty thing. Where's the little squirty thing? Oh, it's there. The green. When I say the little squirty thing, what I mean is that big green light in the sky, a bit like the bat signal, telling me where I need to go. It's not very far, is it? It's right here. It's rather good. Oh, this is a good decision. Don't do those very often. Oh, don't smash your way through. There we go. Now I'm hoping this is continuing to give me a good price. I haven't checked for ages. Let's go up. Bing, bing, bing. To corn. And Cooperative the Countryside, 1559. Grain elevator is too far away. Yeah, this is the place to be. Cooperative the Countryside. And I've just made some money. Of that we can be reasonably sure. The exact sum, I would have to go and look in my spreadsheet to find out. But I can see I've gone up to 366,000 in the bank, so that suggests 40 some odd thousand. I think I was on 320. Who knows? Who can say? Anyone who was paying attention can say. Not sure I'm going in the right direction, but you know, it's fine. Oh, this looks familiar. Let's drive through here and out onto the field. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Please don't be waiting for me, Combine. Not waiting. Yeah, but could be full before it gets to the bottom of the row. That's the truth of the matter. It could be full before it gets to me. But let's assume it's going to make it. It was about 26% short, so it should make it. Yeah, it's got an 80% tank full now, so it should be fine. And I'll pick it up on the way back. Look at it whiz, thrashing through that maze at a ridiculous 12 miles per hour. It's a small combine, but it goes quickly. I think that makes for entertaining gameplay. I wish it wouldn't drive through. I'm gonna override it. I wish it wouldn't drive through the crop. I'm just gonna check by taking one more swath off and see if it just continues to do it. Maybe I only did 2. It looks like 3, doesn't it? It doesn't matter because I don't have crop destruction switched on or anything like that. It just bothers me. I've cut you a turning space and you're not using it. And it's not like there's anything out here. There's the road, I suppose. Maybe it thinks the road isn't in position. But I've turned traffic off, but maybe it doesn't know that. There are so many unknowns. We have our known unknowns. Our unknown unknowns. Our unknown knowns. I don't know. I can't do the Donald Rumsfeld speech. I'm guessing that much of this maize will go towards ethanol production. It's a good source of starch, which can be broken down into sugar, which yeast can then ferment into alcohol. And that subsequent brew, which probably gets to, I don't know, maybe 10-12% alcohol, I guess, gets distilled, fractionally distilled, to extract pure ethanol from it. And that pure ethanol, God, it's slow. Dear Bach. And that pure ethanol can be added to petrol, can be used as a fuel directly, or it can be added to petrol to make petrol. Why am I saying petrol? Petrol, gasoline, to make less environmentally harmful versions of gasoline. Essentially, Not carbon neutral, but carbon neutraler. Which is a good thing because we need to reduce our dependence upon fossil fuels. Of course we do. I think the only game in town at the moment is me whizzing up and down this field harvesting corn. My animals are all very happy. Something's just gone ping, so I've got to look at that. Pigs are happy. Sheep are happy. Chickens are happy. I've got to look after those in a moment, but they're fine for the time being. This guy is messing about in the crop. Now, when he gets to the other end, I've added an extra strip, so it'll be interesting to see whether he messes around in the crop. Sorry, I'm just leaning forward. I've got two phones here because that's the kind of grand person I am. And I just want to check. It's from Mum. That's lovely. Now then, come on, combine. Turn around in the space available. That's 4 strips. It's 4 widths of your cutter blade. Going to do. Yeah, you've done it. So there must be some mathematical rule as to how much width you need to cut for them. If you've got a bigger cutter blade, presumably it's the length, the overall length of the vehicle that matters, not the number of times you do it. So it's just that because it's got a small cutter blade, I need to do 4 times in order to get it to turn around not in the crop. I might follow it up and grab a load of grain from it because it's getting close to being full. If I can catch it up, might do, just might do. I want to see if I can get it to stop and fill me up. Yes. Whew! That was tough. That's tough. That's like being in the SAS. That's how tough that was. Good. So it'll dump into me now, and then it'll carry on, and I will whip down to the other end. We'll see how we go. It's only 80% full, so it should leave me about, 60% full. 57, 58, 59, 60. That's quite pleasing. Quite pleasing when you get something right. Such a rarity. I don't think there's any reason for keeping any of this maize. Nothing I have on the farm particularly wants it. Only thing I suppose would be if I get into making pig food, which is the thing I'm interested in doing. I don't know that I am really, but it's a thing that might be a pragmatic, sensible choice to make pig food. I don't know when pragmatic and sensible became fun. Beautiful work, Mr. Combine. Looking a little mucky, but given that you're not mine, I'm not too concerned about that. The grain will start appearing in that window. Is there a buddy seat? There's no buddy seat. People who drive these combines have no friends. That's the take-home story we have for this. Lots of buttons and levers and things though, so that's rather fun. Lots of mirrors so you can see what's going on. It's very good. Quite good visibility, really, for a combine. You can really see what's going on. Cheap as chips. Then we will go back down, and that will get us up to about 60%. Then we'll probably don't know when we'll next fill up. It's going to be interesting to see how much money we end up with. I'm going to say that at the end of this harvest, we are going to have £450,000 in the bank. That's going to be my assertion. I'm hoping that I have underestimated that, but I suspect £450,000 in the bank is going to be right. And then we have to ask ourselves the question, what are we going to do with that money? It might be nice to have, we could have a combine of our own. We might change the trailer that the little electric tractor carries. As it currently pulls a little articulated trailer which holds 8,000 litres. And it might be nice to have one that holds a little bit more and isn't articulated, so I can park it in more interesting places. Because at the moment I can only park it, sort of alongside things, because reversing an articulated trailer is a nightmare. I know it can be done because I've seen my father do it. I've sat on my father's hay trailer whilst he's reversed it into the most ridiculous places. And I have no idea how he's done it. I suspect witchcraft. Right, I'm going to be too slow to get up there. Do you remember last time when I said I would be too slow to get there? I'll definitely be too slow this time because I've now got a heavy load on the back. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stop kind of here-ish. I'm going to take control of this, get that little bit that's been missed. And then I'm going to tortuously, ponderously drive down and unload because I'm 97% full, which is quite a lot full. Yeah, it's looking good from a money point of view. Oh dear. Postprandial somnambulance. Also, being 55, just generally slowing down. It's just not, probably not getting enough fresh air, not taking enough exercise, all things that will change once I'm back on the farm in Wiltshire in 2 weeks' time. Technically, I'm on holiday at the moment. Madness. So slow. Let's connect this little linkage up there because it looks nice. Big concentration. So I've got 93% in here. I think I need to top that up. So I'm going to chase the old combine down the row and then follow it back up again, topping myself up as I go. Then I can go and whip this over to wherever that place is. 1554. Yeah, still probably the best option. I go there. And get £45,000 for my troubles. Oh, such incompetence. It's quite a heavy trailer, and accelerating with it is difficult. There we go, 100%. Oh, slippery slidey. Not good. I wonder if I had a fancy steering wheel, things like that wouldn't happen. Well, I mean, they would if you're still going at that speed, I guess. It is all down to the fact that I'm in too much of a rush. Maybe I should have turned right there. Nice looking field of sunflower seeds up ahead. Not sunflower seeds, sunflowers. Maybe I should put in a bid to buy it. It's quite a good sized field. There we go. Now then, are we going to get £145,000 for this? That would be nice. That will get me up over 400. Oh, look at that. There we go. 46,000. Very good. Going back to the farm. And, I should think a couple more loads. I think I'm going to break my 450,000 prediction. I think we could hit the half mil, the cool half mil. And I should be very conservative about spending any of it. It should be incredibly boring for everybody. Well, I just, want to be sure. It's money well spent. I could get into the whole cows situation. That was a strange little manoeuvre. Let's whip through here. And that is looking lovely, but I'm going to say that 33 minutes is long enough. I'm going to respond to my lovely mother who has contacted me and deal with various other exciting events and carry on with this on another occasion. Might be a few days, but on another occasion. Farewell.